How you doing, guys? How you doing, guys? It's Daniel, right back to go another video. Welcome to the finance channel. Let's get into the topic today. Here we talk about everything money related. Let's get into the topic today. The topic today is Hustle University is giving me information overload. My brain is hurting, but in a good way. I can say. It used to be in a bad way where a lot of information was just all over the place, so it's not in a clean set format. They fixed that. But I want to talk about the information overload I'm getting from Hustle University. I'm getting a whole lot of information, and I thought Hustle University, the first month I'm diving into, I thought it was just level, just basic stuff. But the more I dive in, there's a whole bunch of reservoirs of knowledge that you can learn from. I want to talk about how my mentality and my viewpoint on not only money, but sometimes on the world kind of is impacting me on my journey to financial freedom. That's my journey. My goal is to be financially free, not dependent on a job where I could make my own money. And I realized that mentality, how you view the world, how you move in your everyday life is what's going to affect. Is what affects almost everything. And that's a rule of law in Hustle University. That's a Hustle University rule. I'm just going to drop this gem for you. It's Hustle University rule where it's like a law where if you're a professional, you have to do everything professionally. How you do one thing, like one of my mentors told me back in the day, he said, how you do one thing is how you do everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So you try your best to be a professional in all aspects of your life. That's what Hustle University. You try your best to be a professional in all aspects of your life. And I realized I was missing some things in my life, some things in my mentality, some things in my energy sphere was off. And life is about energy. So I really started realizing them while I'm diving into information, reading it, listening to the AMAs. If you're a person in Hustle University, or if you're not, they don't have the MMAs out for public. But MMAs is essential to watch. There's almost like 8,000 people in the Discord server, and when you go to the MMAs, it's only like 5,000. There's an MMA I seen only 300 people listen to. So you need to listen to the MMAs because that's where you get the gems. That's where you get the rewiring of your brain. And I realized that it's a mental process. Before you can have a physical manifestation, it has to be in your mind first. And me, I always had an entrepreneurship mindset. I took other courses before, and I failed in a lot of other courses. And I said again before, there's only 2 courses that made me money: Hustle University and Wealth Squad. But I was like, why do I have a mental block that's kind of bringing me down? And I realized I do have a mental block. And me diving into Hustle University, getting information overload, which is a lot, but in a good way, is I'm realizing I have to rewire some of the aspects of my mind. I have to rewire the way I think. And little things. Like Luke, one of the professors, he just drinks eggs, straight eggs, just gulp them down. And I was wondering, why would somebody want to go through that, do that? And I realized doing that saves 17 minutes out the day. Him going to go get groceries in one trip, once a week. That saves, instead of going back and forth to the grocery store, that saves almost hours out your day. If you go to the grocery store 2-3 times a week, that 30 minutes, that's like an hour trip, unless the grocery store literally right next door to you, but that's like an hour trip. That's 3 to 4 hours out your week that you could have spent focused on yourself. So I really started just taking notes and being very cognizant of where my energy is going, where my energy is flowing. And while I dive into the lessons, start reading the lessons, start learning different things. There's so much to learn, I realize. There's so much to learn. You won't get Hustle University in a month or 2. And that, I have to be real with you. You want to join Hustle University, you won't get it. Some people do get it. I'm not saying you will. If you have all the time to yourself, me, I work, I pay for this place, pay for my 2 cars and whatnot. But if you're a working person, you will not, even if you're not working, in my opinion, you will not get to Hustle University in a week or 2. You're going to have to sit down and do due diligence, reread the things. There's things I'm going back in the trades thing. There's things I'm going back to reread. What did I miss? What is volume? I keep forgetting what is volume. So I have to reread what is volume. I had to keep going back and back in the previous lessons. So I started realizing it's a mindset thing. It's to rewire your brain to realize that there's an abundance. There's abundance out in this world. There's an abundance. There's not just one person who's going to take everything. There's an abundance. You just have to go out and get it. You just have to go out and get it. You just have to go out and get it. As I said again, in the MMAs, it was 5,000, 300 in one MMA. That means people are not really serious, which I can understand. You have the right to be serious or not serious. But I'm just saying that there's so much information at Hustle University that'll take time for you to dive in and really grasp. Because not only that, you don't have to worry about, okay, yeah, I'm making money, but you have to look at, okay, is there mental restraints? Are there things inside of me that is right? How is my mentality? How's my viewpoint on money? Because it could be fundamentally flawed. And if it's fundamentally flawed, there's always going to be a cap of where you're going to go. There's always going to be a cap of where you want to go. And I'm realizing now, I'm like, okay, yeah, there is a cap. The way I'm expending energy and doing things that are not really going to put a return on invested into me. And I'm realizing it slow by slow. I'm picking up this, I'm picking up that. I'm learning this. I'm like, okay, now let me start curating this image. Let me start creating this thing now. I said again, I have entrepreneurship background before, so it shocked me to be like, okay, dang, there's a lot of things I am learning. There's a lot of things that I'm fundamentally flawed at. Fundamentally flawed at. As I said again previously, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So when I realized that, okay, this is fundamentally flawed, I know there's another person who's thinking about joining, and I realized that it's going to take time. There's a lot of information that you have to consume and digest and assess. As again, consume, you get the information, you digest the information, you ponder on it, and you assess it, you read it, and you take action on it. Last but not least, you take action on this. A lot of people skimming. They're not digesting it, they're not assessing the information. So if you're not digesting and assessing information, how you can take action on something that you didn't really read? You're going to miss some of the action points that you did. You're going to end up wasting your time and wasting your money. As I said again before, I lost money in the trade by not listening to the professor. I just read him, oh, I got this, and I realized, dang, no, I should have got out on that trade when the professor got on the trade, resulting in me losing money. So I want you guys to know that Hustle University is giving me information overload, but in a good way. In a way that I thought I knew most of the things because I already had, I have an entrepreneurship background, I know a little bit about stocks, have my own website, but I realized that my whole thing was fundamentally flawed. And I hope you guys, if you guys in Hustle University, I hope you guys know and learn things. And if you're not fundamentally flawed, if you came from good parents or you learned these things at an early age, hopefully you're not fundamentally flawed, but majority of us are fundamentally flawed. We were stuck in in a society that kind of fed lies or fed half-truths. I had good parents, thank God, but I was raised inside that had a lot of half-truths, and I knew some of it, but then now going to Hustle University, listening to professors, I'm like, okay, now it's off here. I didn't know this, I didn't know this. And it gets deeper and deeper because as I level up, as I make more, and as I do more, I have to go even deeper in Hustle University to learn about, corporations, how to set up LLCs, taxes, and whatnot. So when people say Hustle University is this and that, Hustle University is deep. It's legit like a university. It gets deep, guys. It gets deep. And the next level of Hustle University is the womb, but it gets deep in this, guys. So I hope you guys got information. You learned something from this channel. Learned something from this video, guys. Comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you think about the video. If you have any questions, comment down below. If you're Hustle University, shout out to some Hustle University G's out there. Comment down below. Comment on the Hustle University G's. I'm going to be more active in the chats. Sometimes be very busy working and whatnot. It's kind of hard, but I'm going to be more active in the chats. Comment, like, subscribe. Tell me if you have any questions. Daniel from Jersey out.